We are so excited to kick off Yellowstone week this morning. So all week, actors from the hit #1 TV show, did you hear that part? The hit #1 TV show in the country, thank you very much, will be joining us first on CBS Mornings to talk about Yellowstone's epic return, and epic is a word here. So we're starting the week off with a bang. We've got actor Hauser. You watch the show, you know him as Rip Wheeler. Who doesn't love Rip Wheeler? Yellowstone follows the Dutton family, which controls the largest cattle ranch in the country. This season, they are at war to protect their family and their legacy, of course. So Rip Wheeler is the enforcer. He's badass. Right-hand man of John Dutton, played by the great Kevin Costner. He's also the loyal husband of the boss's daughter. What could go wrong? Beth Dutton is her name. Here's a clip from the first half of season 5, 5A.
Beth, love of my life. I don't think I can survive 2 days alone. And God knows that you hate horses and cattle and being dirty and cold, and especially being told what to do. All of which is going to happen tomorrow. But would you consider coming and sparing me the misery of being without you?
I like that line.
Aww.
I did. I like that line.
Sweet.
The trailer for Sweet is right. The trailer for the return of Yellowstone broke all the records as the most watched teaser in the franchise's history. First on CBS Mornings. Guess who's in the house? Hauser is here. You survived Nora O'Donnell.
Yeah.
I think she stopped.
Bear
really.
attack. Yeah.
No, but listen, everybody, men and women alike, just love your character, love Rip, and love the way you play him. And I read that at first you weren't so sure about this show and about this character.
No, I mean, I loved the darkness of the character, but I didn't know that it was going to have such an effect on, especially women, I would say, that they would actually enjoy a character that is as dark as he is. But I think it was a surprise for Taylor and I both.
But word is they came to you and you got the script, you know the guys, and they were saying, who do you want to play? Why did you want to play him?
I saw, you know, again, in talking to Taylor and spending a lot of time with him, I saw a character that had growth and who could grow through the seasons. And so I liked the fact that he was the enforcer, but there was something that was very kind of beautiful that he wrote as far as his love for Beth and the family, for that matter, and John Dutton.
Yeah.
He's sweet, he can be soft, but he is the enforcer, and there is an intensity to the way you deliver lines.
Yeah.
Where does that come from?
That's called acting.
Okay.
But some would argue, Tony, he doesn't kill anybody that doesn't deserve to be killed. Some would argue.
Yeah,
You said that earlier, and I'll go with that.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll stick with that. All right. So in the mid-season finale, Rip was heading south to Texas to relocate some cattle, leaving Beth behind in Montana. How long are they separated?
Not very long. Yes, you know, Beth kind of does what she wants to do, and so she finds her way to Texas, and we have a little something that you guys will be excited to watch.
But the big
Okay.
elephant is Kevin Costner.
Yeah.
Kevin Costner is no longer with the show, as we all know.
Yeah.
So how are they going to dispose of him? Talk to
Does Rip do it? Yeah.
Gayle's already like, so is he gone to the train station or what?
Not by my doing, no. But you'll have to watch and
change
see.
your character. Won't it have to change your character since
Yeah,
Kevin
it's
is no
time to
longer-
grow up.
Yeah.
You know? And I think, you know, so much of this year is about picking up the pieces and moving forward. And there's a big responsibility on Rip to help run the ranch and also support Beth and the family. So it's a different year. I think Taylor wrote an unbelievable year.
The writing is
I'm
unbelievable.
really excited for the audience to see it.
Cole, can you talk about what it's like? I mean, I think Rip is the heart of this show.
I think he's the
Thank you.
secret sauce of the show.
He really much is.
What kind of sauce would it be?
Describe that sauce for us,
Intense. It'd be an
Gayle.
intense sauce.
Yes, it'd be a test.
Very intense, but
good sauce.
What's it like knowing that? I mean, since this show premiered, you go to a Halloween party, there's like 10 Rips walking around. There's Rip costume,
true.
right? There's like 10
Yes.
Rips walking around. There's so many memes on TikTok of dudes playing Rip, women playing Rip. Like, what is that like for you? Having been in Hollywood
That's
like
a good
almost your whole
question.
life.
Yeah, no, to be quite honest, it's a bit of a trip.
Is
I'm
it?
not going to lie. I was looking at Paramount's Instagram, or Yellowstone Instagram, and they had probably 40 or 50 outfits from little kids dressed as Rip, you know, to their dogs, to older people. You know, I just, to see all that to me is a great acknowledgement to a character that people have really truly fallen in love with. So
Yeah, and how are your children accepting? Number one, you've got 2 sons. They all have cool names. Rylan, I love Steely, your daughter.
Thank you.
And there's Colt in the middle.
Yeah.
But how are your kids reacting? Steely in particular, because I know she comes to the set with you.
Yeah.
I think that's so sweet.
I mean, she likes it when we get great tickets for the basketball game and we sit on the floor. But I think for the most part, the family, you know, they're in Florida and then I'm in Montana. Steely will come out for a month and we'll fish and hike and ride quads and do everything that I did as a young kid in nature.
Wow.
And she loves it.
Wow.
Can I ask you, Cole, we mentioned that you've been in Hollywood a long time, and I was telling you backstage that I've loved you going back to Dazed and Confused, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. You played Benny.
Yeah.
But you've always played these intense characters. You played Benny in Dazed and Confused, and you played Scott Moss in Higher Learning.
Yeah.
And you told me something interesting about why you have been cast as intense characters. It had to do with the director of Higher Learning.
Well, John Singleton was the first person that gave me the opportunity to do it. And, you know, he saw something in me, and he also promoted the idea of going darker and going up to Pelican Bay and meeting the skinhead who Scott Moss was based upon. And that, you know, being around real evil and especially, you know, in that environment gave me and informed me how to play that role. And I think after that role, you know, Hollywood and producers, directors, writers started to see that intensity and really enjoyed watching me play it. But what's great about Rip is he has the intense qualities.
Yeah.
He also has these beautiful, heartfelt you know,
Yes.
moments with Beth
Yeah.
that I really thank, you know, Taylor and his writings for doing that, because he's the first that kind of saw both sides and be able to mold them into one character.
How are we feeling about Beth? I go back and forth. I love the relationship the two of you have, because clearly there's a lot of love. But she's always beating somebody up. She's always mad.
She's got a put down or two.
She's
got a sharp line.
Yeah, the writing is great too. The writing is so fantastic. But the dynamic between the two of them, there's something really real and raw.
You know you
there.
shouldn't
when
like
they
her, but
fight,
you
ooh.
do.
I know.
Right?
I know.
That's the
That's
thing.
why I go.
I love her. I
not
think
always good
she
thing.
makes me laugh in, you know, real life and on screen. I mean, she reminds me a lot of my sister.
That's great.
I tell Kelly that all the time. She's like, I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, that's
She reminds you of your sister.
Yeah, my middle sister is pretty intense and a little crazy at times. And the best thing to do is nothing. You know what I mean? As soon as she starts going nuts, I just kind of sit there like you are, just with the smile. I'm down.
That's what you do. You go, just let her be.
Yeah.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
continued success. It's so
Thank
great
you.
because you've been acting, as Vlad points out, for a long time. But to get this success right now is so fun to watch.
Yeah, rooting you
so
on.
much.
Yeah, cheering you on always.
So great, man. Love it.
Yellowstone, as you know, returns November 10th. That's this Sunday on Paramount Network. That's part of the same Paramount Global family as CBS. 8 o'clock Eastern Pacific time.
Actor Ian Bohen, who plays Ryan, is here with us today. Of course, Yellowstone follows the Dutton family.
He looks good on a horse, Vlad.
He looks real good on a horse, Gayle.
On a horse.
The Dutton family, if you don't know, controls the largest cattle ranch in the United States on the show. And this season, they are at war to protect their family and their legacy. Ryan is a ranch hand living in the rowdy bunkhouse on the Dutton Ranch. Here's a clip from the first half of season 5.
Ain't gonna work.
What ain't gonna work?
I'm just window shopping.
Oh, so no interest in a dance?
None.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure.
What if I insist?
How you plan on doing that? That was pretty slick.
One dance.
One dance.
First on CBS Mornings, Ian Bohen is here with us. Good morning.
Morning
Yeah.
to you.
See that move right there? I love that move.
Now, Vlad wants to know, did you bring the rope with you?
That's right.
Hard to
Travel with.
Yeah, you want me to move out the way so you can pull you on over?
Yeah, Vlad wants to
Move,
know.
Nate, move. Asking for a friend.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, Ian, I mean, we want to talk about season 5, but of course, your relationship with Abby is such a wonderful one. We want to get into that. But you say the finale of the second part of season 5, and I've seen every episode of this show, you say it's the best season finale, like, in the history of TV?
I did say that. Thank you for reminding me.
But have you seen the finale yourself?
I know I've read it, but we haven't seen the final product cut together.
Okay.
So that comment was based on the culmination of the arc from the beginning and where it's going to ultimately land, and the method by which you see it play out and have the relationships finalized with themselves is what makes me think that it's going to be unlike anything that you've seen on TV, and the audience is going to feel like they were serviced properly and respected.
And you worked on Mad Men, so people should know when they talk about great season finales, you were on Mad Men.
That was a good one, too.
Right?
A show like this one, when I got that job, it was one of the first few episodes, and we didn't know what it was at the time, and it subsequently became this amazing thing, just like Yellowstone. When you started, we're like, what is this going to be? And we had no idea, So looking back, you can see what it was, but on day one, you're like, God, we hope this is going to be fun and people will like it.
And it was fun.
Yes.
This is the thing about Yellowstone. Everything is such top secret. And I wonder, is it a top secret to you? They wouldn't even release any clips.
Yeah, we didn't get any. We usually get all the clips to see. We didn't get anything.
So
and we work for Paramount.
Is that secret for you as well?
For this season, it was. They were very close to the vest, and they just wanted to preserve the
But you got your scripts.
We have our scripts, but we didn't necessarily have all of it. There were pieces that were not there, so you kind of had to put them, connect the dots of your own accord, and then you would ask questions, and they would tell you things, but they were very secretive with the material.
Is this like living a dream for you? Because you were saying before, because I said, so you're a cowboy in real life? Because I read you grew up, your grandfather had a ranch.
Yeah, he had
so
a
you know about horse riding and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. Is this a dream?
Yeah, the lifestyle of what being a cowboy was. As a kid, I was captivated by the Old West. I used to say I was born, 150 years too early, or too late, rather.
Yeah.
And just just the romance of it, out in the plains with your horse and living that was, it was something that just captivated me. And so life, imitates art. And when I got cast in this role, I realized I get to live out that dream on a playground that is set up for me and all of my friends, and we get to do it. So it's a dream come true.
Country singer, songwriter, Lainey Wilson.
Oh my
Yes, love
Amazing
her.
talent.
Love
Amazing
her.
talent. She plays Abby.
Yes.
What is it like working with her?
She's fantastic. So Taylor called me in early days, and he said, "Hey, I've got a girlfriend for you." And I said, "Oh my, thank God, this is going to be great. Tell me all about her." And he said, on the show. I was like, "All right, man. Well, the search continues." Anyway,
Are you looking for?
So you're saying that you're single?
So I'm saying that I'm saying.
Anybody here single?
Suggestion. I can make a
Anybody here that's single?
Yes.
So I said, "Well, tell me about her." And he said, "She's a country western superstar, and her name is Lainey Wilson." And I said, "I love it."
Did you know who she was?
I'd heard the name. I hadn't heard her
her
music. So
music,
then I
yeah.
started listening to her albums. She is phenomenally talented.
Yes.
We met. She came on board. She was incredibly eager. She listened. She was enthusiastic, and we just hit it off immediately. And are great friends to this day. So we're so lucky to have her.
So go ahead, Gayle. No.
Go ahead.
No. So we wanted to know. I mean, you are in the bunkhouse.
Mm-hmm.
There is not a conflict, but Ryan feels that he needs to do something, and at the center of that is having to perhaps leave Abby. Will we see you together with Abby in part 2 of season 5?
Please say yes.
So part of the drama that makes the show so successful is there are obstacles for the characters that they have to choose a path. And we see at the end of the season 5A that he has left this love and he's gone in pursuit of his own sort of hero
Going to Texas.
journey. And he will have an opportunity to revisit that choice, and you're going to have to wait and see, but it will be presented to him what the rest of his life is going to look like. And you're going to watch him choose his path.
Yeah.
And that's as much as I can say about it. So please tune in, but all your questions will be answered.
Okay. And what's your path after this? Do you even know? Is it something you think about? Or are you thinking, I live in the moment?
It's like a paradox. You try to live in the moment, but also look over the horizon at the same time.
Yeah.
Taylor Sheridan's universe is vast and satisfying, so I would like very much to stay working with him.
Like hearing
and
that.
We've been talking about a show that's currently on that I'd like to join, and we think we're going to do that next
What's
summer.
that?
It's called Lioness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lioness.
We love
Seen it?
Lioness.
Yeah,
Of course
Zoe
we have.
Saldana.
Oh my God!
Nicole
You know her?
Kidman.
Yes.
She's amazing.
That's
Awesome.
a great.
All right.
Great
That is
show.
awesome.
Yeah, so
All right.
that's the new.
So as we go, I'll let you finish the sentence. Yellowstone is.
Yellowstone is a cultural phenomenon that will be in the zeitgeist for a decade to come.
I appreciate
I
you.
can
All
see
right,
you,
Ian Bohen, thank you
Love
so
that
much for
show,
joining
too.
us.
Actor Luke Grimes, you know him, he plays Casey Dutton. He's the youngest child of patriarch John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner. So in this clip from part 1 of season 5, Casey has a heart-to-heart with his wife, that's Monica, after the very tragic loss of their little baby.
When he said he saw the end of us, is this what he saw?
I never saw this coming. And this won't be the end of us.
What will?
I had to choose the end of us. And I will never choose that.
Never choose that. First on CBS Mornings, we're happy to say Luke Grimes joins us. Hello, superstar. Welcome.
Hey, how are you?
I'm so good, but not as you. I mean, people are very sad that it's coming to an end, but people say the ending of the show is very satisfying. You agree?
I do.
From what you can tell, I know you can't give us any spoilers. I get that.
Yeah, I mean, for me personally, when I read it, I was a mess. It's you know, it's powerful, it's profound, it's sad, it's happy, it's all the things. But I think, you know, anytime you've spent a lot of time with a show, you want the ending to sort of wrap everything up in a way that satisfies you and make you feel like you didn't waste your time. And I feel like that's what this finale does.
Well, Gayle, we were told yesterday it's the greatest finale
Yeah.
in cinema or in TV history.
Yeah.
You have
That was the word on the street.
You have advice for fans watching these final chapters. What's that advice?
I just say, don't look away, buckle up. It's really fast. It's only 6 episodes, and a lot happens. You know, it starts high and ends higher.
And starts high and ends higher.
I like that.
You say we get to see a new side of Casey, too. True?
Yeah, I think so.
How so?
You know, this whole arc that he's had, these 5 seasons, has been between a rock and a hard place. He doesn't know where he belongs. He doesn't know what the right choice is. You know, trying to pick a path, and he finally has to pick one. And so we see a very decisive Casey this season, which is, you know, which is nice.
It's also had an effect on you, too, Luke, because they film in Montana, and you and your wife liked it so much that now you've actually moved to Montana.
Yeah, that's right.
Feels like home to you?
It does now,
Place?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've lived there for over 4 years now. Yeah, and my wife's from Brazil. I'm from Ohio. There was going to be nowhere where we lived that felt like home to both of us at the same time, and so we had to find that, and we found that, you know, in Montana. She came up with me for work, and it was kind of her idea. She said, "Why don't we move here?" And we did, and it's the best thing I've ever done.
Are you living your dream? We were talking before the break about what you wanted to be and how you got to where you wanted to be. It seems like you're living your dream because you knew early on what you wanted to do.
Yeah,
Which was what?
Be a movie star.
Don't do it in finger quotes.
We were going to pull that out of you. We were going to get that.
Like, don't do it in finger quotes.
I always used to say it, but I had no teeth when I said movie star.
What was your first email?
moviestarluke@aol.com.
I love that.
I don't think I got rid of it until I was like 22.
Yeah. I love
amazing,
that.
man.
Working in this industry, you know how rare it is when you are on a set and it feels like family.
Yeah.
And you say that once you were done shooting, it felt like a kid ending the best camp he's ever been to. What makes this group special?
Man, I think Taylor has like a sixth sense for people. You know, he knows how to pick the people and
Taylor Sheridan.
pick the cast, and the show's creator Taylor, and so it was just a great group to begin with. It's a great project. It ended up becoming this big, huge cultural thing, and that we were all a part of, and we shot it for 7 years in a beautiful place. I mean, it was just all the elements were there, and I just, epic is the only word I can think of to describe this.
That's
whole
what everybody
experience.
keeps saying. Epic. I can't wait to see.
Speaking of epic, I want to go back to your family. You're a dad now, 6-week-old baby at home. How's that been going?
Sleepless,
but
awesome. Yeah, he's changed our lives in a big way. I think it's you take it day by day, and every day it's amazing. It's hard. There's no manual.
But it's the best thing that'll ever happen to you.
Absolutely.
And this is the thing, Luke, I know you know it only gets better. But in addition to being a movie star, you're also a country singer, which I also think is cool. You've released your first album. You're going on the road. What is it about country music that you like, and why you wanted to do this too? There he is. Luke Grimes. Yeah.
I think it's the same reason I like films, and television is stories. I think songs are sort of mini stories, and country music especially, the lyrics really mean something, and they've always helped me sort of get through my own life. I feel like I can relate to something, and they're not that dissimilar in my head.
Yeah, I get it, Luke. I get it. Congratulations, continued success.
Yeah.
Personally and
Started high, go higher. Just
Hey,
like the
thanks,
season.
man.
I like that. Starts high and goes higher. Actor Reilly plays a fierce That's one way to describe her, Beth Dutton, the only daughter of John Dutton, played, of course, by Kevin Costner. In the mid-season finale of season 5, she confronts her backstabbing brother Jamie. He's treacherous too, and his manipulative lawyer girlfriend after they plotted to remove their governor father from office.
You enjoying your marionette?
Every inch of him.
Okay. So it's war.
The war's over, Beth.
No, Jamie. War is just beginning.
War is just beginning, and guess what? She ain't lying. First on CBS Mornings, Kelly Reilly, we're glad to say, is here. Hello, Kelly Reilly.
Hello, thank you for having me.
I really want to know how you feel about Beth, because she is so insane, but she's so fun to watch, and we still like her. Why? I want to know what you think about her.
Oh gosh, there's so much to her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's not just one thing. She's like 10 women in one. There is, obviously, we know her as, like you said, insane and fierce, but there is such a deep soul and an incredible depth of heart and love and devotion for her family.
Do you like
father.
her?
I love her. I love her. I mean, I can be infuriated with her, but I love her. I remember there was Alan Rickman, one of my favorite actors. There was something he said about, you cannot play a character and judge them. You cannot. It's impossible. If you judge them, you can't become them. And I understood that because I just had to understand her. I don't necessarily have to agree with her, but she's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
She's a wild ride.
She is a wild ride. It was so interesting when we were all watching the clip together. We were all impressed by the intensity and how fierce she is. And you said she's so sad, which I guess is that sympathy you have for her.
She breaks my heart. I'm so moved by her. And I think over the years, over the seasons, you're able to sort of unpeel the layers and get to see why she does some of the things she does.
Well, you say look at her backstory. Tell us everything you need to know about her.
That's right. I mean, this is a woman who, she grew up with brothers on this ranch. It's a very harsh, brutal environment. She was afraid of horses as a child, which is not, great for a daughter of a ranching family. And there was an accident where she accidentally killed her own mother with being afraid of horses caused the horse to rear up and land on her mother's chest. And as her mother lay there on the ground, dying, she said, "This is your fault."
Oh.
I mean, what does that do to a psyche? So there was a lot for me to like.
Yeah.
And yet, as you say, she has this incredible depth of love within her heart that you actually see even when she's doing things that you might find reprehensible or terrible.
Yeah.
And part of that is manifest in the relationship that you have with Rip, right? And Cole Hauser was here, and I asked him what's it like to know that people in Halloween dress up like you, and people have T-shirts that say "Love me like Beth loves Rip." Break down that love and the chemistry that you both have on the show, which is on fire.
It's like Rip loves Beth. We got to get that part.
Yeah, right.
I mean, they're both savages, right? I mean, they really are, but they're so fiercely protective of one another. And I think to have that, and also that history, they loved each other from 15 years old. We know the story that she got pregnant, and he doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He still doesn't
and in
know.
a way, and I don't want to give too much away to the audience, but is there anything that could come between Rip and Beth?
I'm sure
Ooh,
that.
good question.
I mean, maybe that's to, Taylor has yet to give that to Rip, that information. So whether or not it stays in the vault of Beth's heart forever, she doesn't want to hurt him. And I think that would hurt him.
The first time I heard you speak, number one, she's also in Here, the movie Here.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks
Which we
and
love.
Robin
Yeah.
were here, and you're playing Tom's mother, so that's a whole different layer of Kelly's work. But I'm so fascinated by your accent. The first time I heard, were you intimidated by going from the British accent to doing the Montana accent? Did you put a lot of work into it because you were so spot on in your delivery?
Well, thank you. I work with a great dialect coach, so she helps me. But it's not the first time I've played American. So I was in flight, and True Detective, so it's not, and I'm married to an American. I live in New York, so I'm surrounded by a lot of, I hear you all the time.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think I sound like I'm that person in the mid-Atlantic that has that American twang, which my mum always and my brother, they'll call me up and say, you sound so American. And I'm like, I don't.
And you take that as an insult or a compliment?
Well, no, the mid-Atlantic thing is horrible. I'd rather just sound fully American or fully British. But yeah, no, everything about Beth was intimidating to begin with for me, and least of all her accent. That was the least thing I wanted to get it right.
But the season's wrapping up.
In our final seconds here, how do you feel about a Beth Rip spin-off possibility?
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, I want you all to see these next 6 episodes and see where it lands.
Are they satisfying to you, the last 6? Is
Incredibly satisfying.
Everybody has said that it's
very
high and goes
cathartic,
higher.
very, yes, it does go higher, as if, we take the roof off. And then there is something about it that is really beautiful and poetic, which ultimately is,
I can't wait either. Bravo, Kelly Reilly.
Thank you.
Bravo.
Yes.
So we are excited to be joined by actor Wes Bentley, who plays Jamie Dutton in the #1 TV show. The highly anticipated series returns this Sunday. It, of course, follows the Dutton family, who controls the largest cattle ranch in the U.S. They are at war to protect their family and their legacy. Jamie Dutton has a strained relationship with his adoptive father, John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner. In the mid-season finale, Jamie is confronted by his sister, Beth, after he called for the impeachment of their governor father to save the ranch.
Well, I am guaranteeing the ranch is passed down to Tate, to my son, to their children someday. That is the promise that I made, and that is the promise I'm gonna keep. The greatest threat to that ranch is our father, and you know that too. So I will remove the threat.
Joining us now is Wes Bentley, removing the threat. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thanks for having me. Thank you.
So that strained, to put it lightly, relationship between you and your TV sister, Beth, Kelly Reilly was just on CBS Mornings, is one of the best parts of this series. But you guys are actually good friends, and you laugh and you have fun between breaks. Tell us about how you're able to switch.
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were friends, and then I saw Kelly out here, and she wanted to have a live fight. So where are you, Kelly? Come out, Kelly.
She laughed. I saw her. She dropped that grenade.
Oh, she ran away. You mean she ran away? Is what you mean? Yeah, I understand how this goes. No, it's amazing, Kelly. She's been the longest team partner of my life. From the minute we met, we got along, and we were not like either like our characters at all. So we had to help each other go as far as we could. And you do that with trust, and we trust each other, and we love each other, and it gets more intense every year, and we have to like build that trust even further so that we can, give the audience what they want.
So when the director calls cut, do you guys just like giggle? Do you hug?
Actually, it's like a weird tone of intensity, but we'll squeeze each other's hands. Or, as the years has gone on, they got more intense. It's been more intense as we shoot. So we used to joke a little bit in between, but they would get quiet, but we'd squeeze each other's hand, give a little wink. Or I would say, like, you can go further and like, let's bring this out. Yeah. And then afterward, we have a good laugh about it. And then I go home and cry.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you got to give the squeeze of the hand to let her know, like, you're still in there. Wes Bentley is still in there, even though the character is so intense.
Yeah, exactly. And it's okay, because, she's the one having to go far on me most of the time. It's like just a beat down. And so, you trying to let Kelly know that you can keep going. You can go further, and we're okay. We're okay. Yeah.
Wow. Is Jamie okay?
I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm fine. He's okay. No, he's not okay. He's a broken man because, the very people who hate him and reject him are the very people who made him who he was. So he's in a circle that he can't get out of. Like they wanted to be a lawyer, but they hate lawyers. Whatever he brings to the table, they're gonna despise. Jamie can't win that battle. So he's a broken man because of it.
I heard a little bit of your Southern accent come out there when you said lawyer.
Oh, lawyer?
You are a son of Arkansas, and you credit your high school drama teacher with helping you on your journey, and you still reach out to her to get notes on your performances?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I text her all the time. My drama teacher in high school was so tuned into me right away that I came in and we had 9th to 12th grade. Am I doing that right? No, 10th to 12th grade, and they only had 2 drama levels. but I started right away, and so they created it. She created a drama 3 level so I could learn to direct, direct to other kids and stuff on stage. And always been supportive, and I check in with her just to make sure 'cause she loves the show, and I want to make sure I'm.
What does she say?
She's blown away by the show. She loves the depth and the intensity. She loves that I'm getting to challenge myself. I hadn't done a lot of roles like this. I mean, intense roles, but not emotional roles. I tend to be less on that, but I've really had to bring that out.
We were talking in the break about how growing up, you and your brothers would do skits, Monty Python, SNL, and that apparently you guys were pretty funny.
Well, we thought we were.
But I'm sure you were great. And then you're joking in between scenes with Kelly. But now all your roles are like so serious. Is comedy maybe in your future? You're gonna take a beat, find a new?
Oh my God, I would love to do. We did those skits, and we would do skits, and I would do. In high school, I also had a scene partner, like an improv partner, and for assemblies, in high school, kids all get together. We would do a little skit to get everyone to focus and whatnot. Yeah, and it was like such a great feeling to feel the laughter come back at you. And so I would love that feeling again. But I understand it's maybe it's in my future, but I understand it's gonna be tricky.
Hey, what's the #1 character people come up to you for? Is it the American Beauty character, or is it now Wes? Or now Jamie.
Fair enough. Well, actually, what you just said is what the change was. Before, it was like, oh, I know you from something, or do I know you from this, or I know you're the guy from what's, and I don't know your name. Now it's like if I speak, my voice is recognizable, and they know my name, and they know exactly what I'm, doing. They know I have kids. Like, it's a definitely a different level. Yellowstone is a different level.
The beard is back, though.
The beard
famous
is awesome.
Thank you.
He's known as the weird beard guy on Hunger Games, which I love.
Oh, thank you.
The beard is great.
Yeah, they killed it. Yeah, I didn't have to do any work.
Exactly. Wes Bentley, thank you so much. Yellowstone returns this Sunday, November 10th on Paramount Network at 8 p.m. Eastern. And you can catch an encore of the new episode right here on CBS on Sunday. Check your local listings. CBS, like Paramount, is a member of the Paramount Global family.